Back with another 52 travel size segment. Bags are packed. Here we go again. This time we're going to take a trip down to Miami. Reason why we're going to Miami in the story is because I was reading on social media there, or as I like to call my news, on scrolling through TikTok and whatnot. So I came across the largest strip club. The largest strip club in America. I think it's America, right, in the world. And it's in Miami, and it's an old Costco warehouse. So it's 74,000 square feet. It's apparently open 24/7. It's well known. It's called Tootsie's, by the way, Tootsie's. And it's been, I think Drake talked about it in a song. Athletes go there, basketball. It's like a higher up scale experience. They have multiple rooms where you can have services, private services, and but it's upscale. I mean, what are you gonna do? Basketball players, things of that nature. It's gonna, they're gonna do what they're gonna do there.
I wonder if the rooms are different themes.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
As a girl, that's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah.
Do you get to go in the Egyptian room or the Western room or what? I know it's all naked, but
it's just cheek clapping the room. That's it. It's just where ass gonna get in your face and you're gonna sniff the goods.
Oh.
But no. So it's this big ass strip club in Miami, and I was just blown away by how big it's got. Like restaurants, got like what was it? It's multiple. I don't know if I said it already. Multiple stages. They're open like 24. Who the hell wants to go to a damn strip club at 8 a.m. in the morning? I don't. I mean, even when I was into that stuff and at that age for that, like, I didn't want to be in a strip club at 8 a.m. or even before 11. I can imagine what the talent looks like. So. But no, it blew me away when I wrote it. I had never heard of it. Tootsie's in Miami, I never heard of it. But apparently it's the biggest cabaret strip club, whatever you want to call it. And that led me to that. When I was reading that thing, I was like, it led me to one of my favorite movies that Ice Cube directed was Players Club in 1980. Was it 1998? It was 1998. I put 1988, but I'm sure I'm wrong. I can't even read my own handwriting. Anyway, Ice Cube directed this Players Club. Man, it was, and just like Harlem Nights, it was filled to the brim with talent. I mean, you had, it was, urban cinematic, just stars everywhere. It was just stars galore, man. You had Ice Cube, you had Jamie Foxx, man. You had Bernie Mac, you had Terrence Howard. I never forgot Terrence Howard was in it. Mm-hmm. Lisa Ray, Michael Clark Duncan, Charlie Murphy, it was crazy, man. You had Adele Givens, which is back in the day, she was one of my favorite female comedians. Adele Givens. Ezell was in it. Anthony Johnson's his name, right? Ezell, Anthony Johnson. Luke from Two Live Crew was in it. And then last but not least, we always go back to lately back in the episodes. If you go back, we were on a big Good Times kick, and James Amos was in it, which is, James from Good Times, the dad. And he was in it, and he shaved his head and stuff. And it was him and Big Worm. They were the cops and stuff. Faison Love. It was Big Worm. Faison Love. But yeah, that movie, man, that was one of my favorite movies. Seeing, at that time, you didn't see, like, for example, like Lisa Ray. You would see her on BET and stuff like that, but you never saw her because, there's no social media. None like then. So when you would see her, you would just see her, in clothes. But then when this movie came out, you got to see another side of her, and you got to see, the backside of her, and she was, a curvy woman. You had never. It was just different to see that kind of stuff at the time. I know it had been done before, but it was just her because she was at the time she was a big star. She was in videos and things of that nature. So to see her naked was, it's like, oh shit, to see a face like that. And then you had go back to Adele Givens. She was a female comedian. Like I said, the first time I saw her, I was drawn to her. I saw her for the first time on Def Comedy Jam with Martin Lawrence and stuff. And like I said, that was HBO. That was, again, my best friend was HBO, and I would watch a ton of that stuff. And Def Comedy Jam, man, you saw the coolest clothes, the coolest sneakers. That you knew what music was on at that time because it was all New York stuff. And I got to see that style. And again, that was always a big influence on my life. To see Martin Lawrence with his gear and his fresh sneakers. But anyway, back to her. And she was just hilarious, man. She had this massive mouth and these massive teeth, and she just had a look to her, and she was she was a unique person, but she was so damn funny, you know. But it gave her a look, and she was a. I always thought she had something about her, but it was just because I enjoyed her comedy so much. But anyway, she was in Players Club. She was an old stripper, and her name was Trix. Trix and Ronnie was her partner there. Ronnie was the girl. She was kind of she kind of played for both teams, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. She liked the ladies. Ronnie was hot too in her own right. She was really hot. I thought she was hotter than Lisa Ray. Personally, maybe that's just me. But yeah, Dale Givens. She was the old stripper, and my favorite scene in that movie is where she's up there. She goes to go dance. It's her turn to dance, and she tricks. She goes on stage, and she's up there dancing, and all the dudes are just like, and they all walk away from the stage. Stop looking at her. She goes, "Fuck all y'all," with the sick dick, and that was like the line, man. That was my favorite line, and we even use it around the house here because it's just that was so funny, man. Like that shit, like that is just superb, man. Those kind of lines are just funny, and they just stick with you. But yeah, she was great, man. Like I said, I followed her comedy for a long time. Watched her on BET and all that stuff, and she was just hilarious. She was another one. I think she was in I Got the Hookup too. I think.
It's
go ahead.
Funny when you described what she looked like. Mm-hmm. I didn't know this, but she was the radio DJ in Beauty Shop.
Oh, she had the big.
And
lips.
all you ever saw was her mouth until the very end.
Yeah, and they kind of.
But I didn't know who she was. But yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, like I said, I know they kind of, and I'm probably whatever, but I always liked that thing with the mouth because they stole that from the Warriors, the movie The Warriors with the gangs in New York. The Warriors and the lady's mouth in The Warriors, the big lips in the mouth that you saw in The Warriors. If you ever see Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, I think she was the black lady that was in that show, and she had a big mouth, and she was also in. You can Google all this stuff, and she was in Lean on Me with Morgan Freeman, and she was like she was the outspoken, angry woman that because he was Morgan Freeman was the principal of the school, and he was like locking the doors and shit. And she was outspoken. She's like, "What do you buy our kids?" And she goes, "Well, you should be at home taking care of your kids and shit." It was just funny, but she was angry but yeah, she had an iconic mouth. That lady had an iconic mouth, and then Adele Givens. I didn't know she was the mouth on what was it?
Beauty Shop.
Beauty Shop. Yeah, I like that one too.
I love that movie.
Yeah, along with the Barbershop. Those were great. The first one was good. The second one was kind of iffy, but the first one was my favorite. Yeah, Lisa Ray is amazing, right?
She's still really pretty.
Yeah, but like I said, I thought for me, my money was on Ronnie because Ronnie I thought she was more attractive than Lisa Ray, but that's just me. But yeah, and then the soundtrack on that thing was crazy, man. It was like the music that was in the movie was great, man. Like there was a lot of Luke in there. I can't remember. There was some other. I think there was an R. Kelly song in there when Lisa Ray was dancing. Of course, We Be Clubbin' was the main hit. Ice Cube, of course, plugging himself. You got to do that. But yeah,
she was a real stripper.
Who was that?
Ronnie. She was a stripper 2 years before. Well, she worked at a law firm.
She had the stripper. I could see her with the luggage, with the suitcase going to work.
She's been on a lot of stuff. I'd never heard of any of it other than.
Excuse me. What's that?
I never heard of any of it other than the Players Club.
Yeah,
yeah. A lot though.
Yeah, but Players Club was one of my favorite movies. Like I said, Bernie Mac, man, Dollar Bill. That's like the best. That's one of my favorite characters he's done. Besides Jing-a-Lang Jing-a-Lang in Life with Eddie Murphy, them. But Dollar Bill was the best. He had the best lines and all that shit, man. And to see Jamie Foxx, it was just to see all these stars, man, was cool as shit, man. Like. You don't get that anymore. If you do that, it's overload, and it's not usually that funny. The movie's usually not funny. It turns out to be a dud and shit. But yeah, man, watching that strip club in Miami took me back to what you call it, Players Club right away. When I was like, oh shit, I remember that, I missed that. And I wish they made more movies like that, man. Like even like I had mentioned just a while ago, like Master P did. I Got the Hookup. He had some heinous movies, but even those were entertaining for what they were. Master P. I just missed that age of music, that 90s era of music, of the rap music. It was just great, man. The Hot Boys and all that stuff. It was just great stuff, man. Great times. But anyway, if you do want to check it out, check out that place. It's called Tootsie's, and it's in Miami. And I was blown away. There was a massive Costco warehouse at one time. And that's a lot of ass in one place. That's a lot of cheeks. That's a lot of ass, and tits running around there to pack that place.
I'd like to know how much money they pull
yeah.
in one night in that
Yeah,
place.
it's just like that thing we were watching. What was that thing we were watching? It was like the first 48 minutes you were watching, and that guy was a DJ, and they were saying like in that DJ in Atlanta, in Hotlanta, as they say, in Hotlanta, he was a DJ, and DJs were pulling in. What did he say? He was like pulling in like, what was it, like 10 grand a night?
It was crazy
because they said that rappers would go in there and want their music played on while the girls on stage, and you want to get the house going, get the place going. So young up and coming artists would go to that particular strip club, pay the DJ $1,000. Hey, play my song next, and he would, and the DJ would start getting recognition and attention, and depending on how good he was, and if he kept the place popping, as the kids say, or lit, as the kids say. I don't know what they're saying nowadays. I'm all over the place. It changes every day. But yeah, that's what we heard. So, like I said, DJs. If the DJ's making that kind of money, can you imagine the money these women are making? And these women, I'm sure, they're beautiful women. It's Miami. I'm sure they're attractive ladies. Right. And but like I said, you got basketball players in there, and like I said, you got fucking Drake in there, so they're making money. So yeah. I always, like I said, just blown away. That's massive. That's a massive strip club. So anyway, if you have time, pop the popcorn and check out Players Club. Give Players Club take another look at it, man. It's one of my favorites, man. And like I said, to see Faison Love and James Amos as cops was hilarious, man. It was just they were great cops, man. But yeah, this has been another travel size episode, and stay tuned.